Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the corporate world one filing at a time. Today we're diving into Philip Morris International, or PMI. And no, we're not talking about the tiny engine repair shop down the street. Get ready to hear about some seriously interesting numbers regarding the maker of Marlboro cigarettes. You might think it's all smoke and mirrors, but there is more than meets the eye. Let's get into it. We will be looking at their Form 8K filing from February of 2025. This is basically a snapshot of important events that the company wants to let its investors know about. We're talking things that could move the stock price. So buckle up. First up, let's talk about a press release. PMI issued one in connection with the Consumer Analyst Group of New York conference. That's a fancy way of saying that the top brass, the chief executive officer and chief financial officer, were going to be chatting with investors, probably answering questions and laying out the game plan. A press release is what companies use to communicate something to the media, to the public. The main people talking at the conference were Jacek Olczak, who's the head honcho, the chief executive officer, and Emmanuel Babeau, the money guy, the chief financial officer. They were scheduled to address investors, meaning that they would be talking about the company and where it's headed in the future. So what was in this press release? What did they want the world to know? Well, this is where it gets a little less exciting and a little more corporate speak, but don't worry, we'll break it down. It's important to note that this press release and the information it contains isn't considered officially filed with the SEC. That means that the company has a little less liability attached to it. The information can't be used in a lawsuit against the company unless it turns out they were deliberately misleading. It's more of a heads up than a sworn statement. The report was signed off by Darlene Quashie-Henry. She is the Vice President, Associate General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary at Philip Morris International. She's basically a top lawyer for the company. By signing it, she is saying everything in the report is believed to be accurate to the best of her knowledge. Now, for my take on Philip Morris International, let's be honest, Philip Morris International is in a tough spot. On the one hand, they're a massive company with incredibly strong brands and sales volume worldwide. Everyone knows Marlboro. It is synonymous with smoking. They are the top brand in the world. The products practically sell themselves. On the other hand, well, they're selling cigarettes. Fewer and fewer people are smoking or are deciding to switch to vaping or nicotine pouches. Governments are cracking down with regulations and taxes, and the products are definitely not good for health. So the company is trying to change. They are putting a lot of money and effort into what they call smoke-free products. These include things like heated tobacco and e-cigarettes. The idea is to move away from traditional cigarettes and offer alternatives that are supposedly less harmful. The big question is, can they pull it off? Can PMI really transform itself from a cigarette company into a wellness or nicotine delivery company? That's what investors are trying to figure out. The company has a long way to go before it can be seen as a stable business. Looking at the numbers, PMI is still making a ton of money. The traditional cigarette business is very profitable, even if sales are declining in some areas. The new products are growing, but they're not yet making enough to offset the decline of the traditional cigarettes. This is a big risk. If PMI can't transition to the new products smoothly, their profits will suffer. Here's my take. PMI is a company in transition, and that can be risky and opportunities for investors. They have the brand power, the cash flow, and the global reach to potentially make this transition work. But they also face huge challenges. The future of tobacco is very uncertain, and PMI's success depends on navigating those challenges successfully. Now, based on the information presented today and the overall market, I would estimate that PMI, while uncertain, is still doing relatively well, so I am mildly bullish on PMI. I believe a reasonable price range for the stock would be $95, $110. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder, and remember to do your own research before investing in any company. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. See you in the next Decode.